Crash helmet design, prototyping, and testing. The define phase, using Newton's laws to inform your definition. So this short video is simply on the background of Newton's laws. And for this part of the define phase, first view Professor Dave's 3 videos on Newton's laws. They're fabulous. I want you to focus more on the concepts than on the computations. And then I want you to watch the Newton Rap music video. After you've done that, let's focus a little bit more on each of the laws individually and how they apply to your definition for your egg crash protective device. Newton's first law of motion says this: an object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. So for example, when you're driving along, if you are just sitting at a stoplight, you are at rest. You feel like this. Your car is not moving, you're not moving, there's no acceleration. However, if you're driving along and all of a sudden a rabbit runs across the road, you slam on your brakes. The brakes apply an unbalanced force to your car in a direction opposing your original direction of motion. Your car begins to come to rest. However, your body experiences a little bit of a delay. Although you are inside the car, you are not solidly attached to the car, so your body continues briefly moving forwards. However, your seat belt applies the force that is the same oppositional force of the car and pulls on you, again opposing your original direction of motion. On each of these slides, I'll also place the lyrics from the Newton Rap song so that you can see the correlation between the law and the lyrics. So, using Newton's laws to help define our specifications for the egg crash protected device, now we have the first law of motion. What can it do for us? Well, the falling egg plus helmet continue in their straight line motion unless something stops them. And that something is the floor. Newton's second law is typically written as a formula. Force is equal to mass times acceleration. Force is measured in newtons, mass is measured in kilograms, acceleration in meters per second squared. So force has a direct relationship to mass, and force has a direct relationship to acceleration. All I really want you to focus on, though, is how this applies to our current egg crash helmet situation. Well, the crashing force of the egg is proportional to the mass and the acceleration. So as gravity is accelerating that egg downwards at 9.8 meters per second squared, you really can do nothing about the fact that the egg is going to continue moving faster and faster towards the earth. It is increasing its velocity, unless you design the device protecting the egg, its helmet, to take advantage of air resistance, and you use drag to oppose the gravitational acceleration. Think about a parachute. The parachute introduces drag into a skydiver's fall. That opposes his acceleration towards the earth due to gravity, and that helps reduce his overall increase in velocity, meaning that at the end, if acceleration is a little less, then his force of impact is a little less. So think about how you can use that. Newton's third law says that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Let's think about what this means. Pretend for a moment that the egg isn't being dropped and crashed, it's simply sitting on the floor. Right? We know that its force, its weight, pushes down on the floor. We also know that the egg isn't like boring a hole all the way to the center of the earth. Something must be pushing back against the egg. Otherwise, it would just drop right through the ground. Well, what's pushing back? Well, it's an exactly equal force that opposes the weight, and that force is called the normal force. Normal because it's perpendicular, not as opposed to abnormal. So weight pushes down, normal force pushes up, and the egg stays stationary. So how can we use Newton's third law to help define the specs for the egg crash protective device? Well, when the helmet hits the floor, then the floor hits the helmet, and really it's the helmet system, because the egg, as part of the egg and helmet system, hits too. However, if we can give the egg a little extra time and a little extra space to slow down during the crash, then although we've got those equal and opposite forces, the helmet hitting the ground hitting the helmet, we could give the egg a bit of a buffer, same way a seatbelt functions or an airbag in your car during a crash. So how would it be possible to give the egg that extra time and space to slow it down during the crash and hopefully protect it from cracking? So your individual work product for this section is to create a Newton's egg vlog. Record a clear, concise vlog summarizing how each of Newton's laws of motion, all 3 laws, relate to an egg crashing to the floor. Your vlog should run approximately 90 seconds, a little less, a little more is fine. Conclude with a statement about how you will use these concepts, Newton's 3 laws, to help define specifications for the egg crash protective device. We'll use the information that we've learned in this small section to continue moving forward in the define phase, to create an action-oriented problem statement.